12-year-olds Jason Steed and Scott Turner travelled by Royal Air Force transport plane to Shackleton Army Barracks in Northern Ireland. They had spent the last 3 days reading and going over Jason's cover story for his undercover mission. They were very close friends but couldn't be mistaken as brothers. Scott was thin, his skin white as if it had never seen the sun. His short hair brown matched his large brown eyes. Jason was slim and walked with confidence, his hair blonde, short at the back and sides and long in the front. His fringe covered his blue eyes. As expected, Scott, being extremely intelligent, had picked it up faster. He bombarded Jason with question after question until Jason had the information planted deep in his memory. The army barracks were to be Scott's home for the next few weeks while Jason was undercover. Should Scotland Yard Undercover Intelligence, SYUI, need to get information from Jason, Scott would be used as his contact. No one would suspect anything suspicious of two 12-year-old boys talking together. The boys were taken into a room by George Young, head of SYUI, who had travelled on ahead. He met the boys in the corridor. "Nice flight, boys?" George asked. "Are you kidding? It was a military plane. It was noisy, cold, and stunk of oil," Scott said. Jason looked on, saying nothing. He knew it was only a matter of time before he was whisked away and undercover. He hated telling lies to people. He had gone undercover with a family once before, and he had struggled emotionally with the situation. George took the boys into an office with a metal briefcase in the centre of the table. "This is for you, Jason. It will help you with the mission," George said, and gently opened the case. Both boys peered inside. Jason's smirk quickly changed to a frown. Scott's eyes beamed. "Is this a joke? If it is, it's not very funny," Jason scowled. "That is way cool," Scott said. He picked up the brown, grubby teddy bear from the case and started to examine it. Jason looked at his friend in wonder. "Scott, I know you better than that. Even you still don't have a teddy," Jason said. "You are one smart cookie, Scott," George smiled. "How could you tell it's not just a cuddly toy?" "It's not?" Jason asked, looking even more mystified. "Well, George, you'll hardly like to be giving Jason the cuddly toy. He's about to go undercover in the home of an IRA bomber. What's in it? A gun? A bomb? A laser? Does the eye shoot bullets?" Scott paused, examining the teddy bear more. "Oh, he's only got one eye." "What are you two talking about?" Jason asked. George took the teddy bear from Scott. "Jason, on this mission, you get gizmos," George said. "Gizmos?" "You know, Jason, just like James Bond has tear gas disguised as talcum powder, or that cigarette that could shoot a bullet or a pen that could do the same, and lasers," Scott said. "But how did you know that the teddy was a gizmo?" Jason asked his friend. "Why else would it be in a metal case and opened for you by the head of SYUI?" Jason shrugged his shoulders. "What does it do?" George explained. "Pull his button eye and twist it to the right, and it starts recording. Both ears have powerful microphones built in. To replay it back, you have to turn the eye back to the left and push it in again. Then push the nose twice. A miniature speaker is fitted into his mouth. Not going to be loud, but loud enough for you to hear if you hold its mouth to your ear," he demonstrated. "So, if I want to listen to what I recorded, I have to cuddle it and have it almost kissing my ear?" Jason smiled. "Yeah. Look after Charlie well. Now, we have to move. We have work to do," George said, passing the teddy bear to Jason. "Charlie?" "Charlie Ted. Call him that. The story is you've had him for as long as you remember, and you keep him as a comforter." "But I'm 12, Jason whined. "You're also an orphan with no family, so anything like Charlie gives an orphan some familiarity and something to hug. You never know. You might get to like him," George said. "Can I take Jason's picture holding his teddy bear?" Scott said. "Not if you want to live," Jason snapped, glaring at his friend. George took them into another room where a man was waiting at a desk. "Jason, this is Paddy Murphy. He's going to take you to meet your real social worker, a gentleman called Jerry Duffy," George said. Jason looked up at the man and shook his hand, followed by Scott, who was grinning. "Paddy Murphy? That's a bit over the top, don't you think? Surely you could have come up with a better name than that," Scott laughed. The man pulled back his hand from Scott and glared at him. "That's my name, isn't it?" Paddy Murphy said in a broad Irish accent.
to keep listening to this audiobook. I've left you a link in the description so you can do it at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.